Okay, it's picks and prediction time on the Penn State Blitz. Penn State, Michigan State. It could be a close game, and who knows what Greg Pickel's going to think. We're back here on the Penn State Blitz podcast. Greg Pickel, Bob Flounders. I'm Bob Flounders. Greg Pickel will be talking shortly. And it's time to make a pick on the Penn State game against Michigan State. Are you going to have any other picks for us, or are we just going to stick to this game?
No, let's stick with that one, though. I will say that getting a little itchy to look at Rutgers if that spread with Liberty keeps getting closer to 10. But I don't know. That's a bad football team, man. Speaking of not bad football teams.
Is there any gambling day that you're not itchy? Is it just...
It depends.
Just go through all the things you've bet on in your life, just quickly.
It's quite a long list. I'm not sure how long we have. Highlight, yes.
Have you bet on women's tennis?
Yes.
Overseas?
Yes.
Have you bet on rugby?
Rugby, no.
Okay. Well, maybe
we'll change that this weekend.
Let's work on that.
Right,
okay. Yeah. I got sidetracked there just because you're so peculiar.
All right.
Penn State is a 6.5-point favorite. The total is...
I've seen 41. I've seen 43.
Pretty low.
Yeah, it's definitely low, and I'm leaning toward the under. I think Penn State, in a perfect world, would do what it did against Iowa and get some points. I'm sorry, not Iowa. Do what it did against Maryland and some other teams on the schedule, Purdue. Get some points on the board early, Michigan as well. And then it doesn't have to be pitch perfect, and it's not going to be pitch perfect against this Michigan State defense for the rest of the game. Mm-hmm. But it can't go 18, 19, 20 minutes without scoring. I see this one 20, Penn State 24, Michigan State 7. I don't think the Spartans' offense is really good in that. Wow, I think I caught you off guard there.
Have you not watched Brian Lewerke in the fourth quarter
I
against
have.
this team the last 2 years?
This team just feels a little bit differently than the other ones, Bob. This Penn State defense feels a little bit more aggressive than the ones in years past. And you have to decide in this game, is Michigan State going to come out and play like it's the Super Bowl for them, or are they going to roll over? I think Penn State will do enough scoring in the first half of this game to take the fight out of the Michigan State team and the wind out of their sails, and Penn State coasts to a victory and finishes October unbeaten.
Okay, so a couple things about this game. You think this is a different scenario. Michigan State is coming off a bye week.
Yep.
If they have any fight left in them for the season, they're 4-3. They got just killed by Wisconsin. They played Ohio State. That didn't go well either. I think we've talked about, they have some unhappy players, I think, in the program. But if they're gonna bring their A game, I think this is real. If they're gonna have to make a stand, this is gonna have to be the game. That's the question I think that we have to kind of ask. Do we think Michigan State is capable of bringing their A game against Penn State? And also, Penn State has not done much in the fourth quarter of the last 2 games. They scored 3 points.
Right.
They lost last year 21-17 on a late touchdown pass. They got shut out in the fourth quarter 2 years ago here. Lost 27-24. I think Michigan State's going to come to play, but I do think that Penn State's talent will win out. I'm going to go 27-23. I think the last touchdown Michigan State scores will be in garbage time. I think the game will be a little bit more in hand, but they will tack on one late. I do think Lewerke, some players just have a way of playing well against teams. It doesn't really matter if they're facing really good players. They find a way to get it done. I think he's going to make a couple of plays. 27-23 Penn State, so I'm going with the over. And I'm gonna say Penn State wins the game, but having played 3 tough games in a row and this one on the road, I think it's going to be a struggle for them to cover. I'm going to go 27-23 Penn State. You think it's going to be 24-7.
Yep.
And you're not going to give us a rugby prediction?
Not till next week.
Anything in New Zealand interest you at all?
No, not really.
All right, I think that's a wrap. I think we've talked enough about Noah Cain and everyone else. Let's just see if Penn State can get to 8-0.